Hello and welcome back to Popcorn Chat. I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I'm going to be speaking to you about Bones and All. I was really excited to check out this film as I'm a fan of Luca's previous work on Call Me By Your Name, and I do love what Timothée Chalamet is doing at the minute. He's doing some exciting projects and he's really great actor, so I'm always excited to see what he does next. So I was glad to see this combination back together working on another film. So we follow the character of Maren, who is on this journey to find out who she is and who her mother is, because she has blocked a lot of her memories and experiences in order to protect herself, and her dad has tried to protect her, but she can't seem to fight that anymore. She has to be who she is, and along that journey she meets Timothée Chalamet's character and they strike up a romance. So at the heart of it, it's very much a romance, but along the way we've got a lot of violence and a lot of food along the way as well. The film at its core is a romance. I know it's weird to say if you know what this is about. I think it is a romance. You could class it in the romance genre, definitely. If you've seen Luca's previous work of Call Me By Your Name, you'll know that, you know, he's romantic. So it is that, and you can't deny that. But it's just coated in this sort of violent and destructive world. You know, finding who you are as a person, and that can relate to a lot of people, you know, regardless of the setting of this film. You know, finding out who you are is a massive thing to a lot of people, and the journey they go along, sort of, you know, this young love, you know, it's all familiar themes to a lot of people, and it can definitely connect, minus the you know, the eating part of this film. I think the performances were solid all round. I would definitely like to give a shout out to Mark Rylance. I've only seen him in a few things. I know he's got quite big recently in the last few years with Spielberg, done a lot of his projects, but he's definitely got a Shakespeare background. I know he's got a lot of theatre sort of work that he loves to do. So to see him in a role like this and play the character of Sully was really refreshing, and I thought he really, you know, broke the sort of stereotype that he might get cast in. And I think he did an excellent job and just stood out, and I can never look at him the same again. The score in this film was absolutely beautiful. It cut through the more violent scenes and those more intimate scenes and just sort of chimed in, and it really sort of added to the romantic level that this film is going for. So the music was composed by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and after sort of realising who they were, I then realised that they also did the score for Empire of Light, which is a film I got to see back at London Film Festival in October, which I loved. And the music, I remember at the time, had this sort of welling emotion over me, and that in itself is a romance. And I was like, I love this. I love these are becoming some of my favourite composers. Both of those soundtracks are amazing. You should go and check them out. Whether you've seen the films or not, I think they're definitely worth checking out. The film itself does have pacing issues, which I think is my main flaw. It takes a while to get going, but I think those plot points are quite crucial for Maren, but I think it needs a little bit more oomph to get going. And then also again in that latter sort of third act, it's like you're not sure when the film's ending. A lot of, oh, that'll be perfect there, cuts to black, done. And then another scene would kick in. However, the actual last part that is the end of the film, those sort of few scenes are really sort of integral to character and story, but there's a few before that kind of weren't necessarily needed. So I think it's a little bit unsure of itself, or when it should stop, when it should go. But that's probably my main issue with the film, but otherwise it's still pretty good. So how does it compare to Luca Guadagnino's previous film, Call Me By Your Name? I don't think it's as good. I think that one's sort of, it encapsulates, it's a lot clearer on what it is. On this, it's trying to blend genres. There's definitely some standout moments which are miles above better than Call Me By Your Name. But as a whole, I think that is a better film. And you can see elements, obviously he's using a lot of the same sort of actors he has in both films, but also you have those shots where, like, you know, he does it a lot in Call Me By Your Name, where he's panning around, setting the scene, sort of allowing those emotions to come out. Look at the frame, what can you see? And he does that again here. I noticed that quite a bit, but yeah, maybe it's just overall not as good. Whereas I can watch Call Me By Your Name a lot. I watch it a couple of times a year, to be honest. Whereas this one, it could be a bit more of a struggle to keep coming back to, I think. Overall, I thought that Bones and All was a really good film. I think a lot of people will like it. A lot of people might be put off as they start watching it and things start to happen and it becomes quite violent. People might turn it off. However, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Just needs to be a little bit tighter on the script and when it wants to end. But other than that, go and check it out. It's awesome. So I'm going to give Bones and All 3.5 stars out of 5. Just thought I'd let you guys know that I've now created a Patreon. So if you'd like to be a member, feel free to. But honestly, there is no pressure. What it does mean is that you can support the channel. I've been put a lot more sort of effort and time into this year, and I'd love to keep doing that going forward and, you know, go to more conventions, do more things that just makes it a lot more exciting for you guys and just make sure I have that regular content coming out that I enjoy making and you guys enjoy watching. So if you do want to join as a member, feel free to do that. But like I say, there is no pressure to do that. Just watching the videos is enough for me, guys. But if you want to, check out the link down below in the bio. Thanks so much for watching my review of Bones and All. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love to check those out. And I'll see you guys very soon for another popcorn chat.